And okay. And that's it. Thank you very much. Okay, bye.
Is it running now? Yes. Hi, everybody. This is the Godfather Soul James Brown. I tell you, this business is on. My man is on. Check him out. This is the Godfather Soul James Brown saying stay with it and hit it.
Well, okay. Thank you very much.
Okay. Welcome to another night of Innervision FM. Oh man, I feel like I gotta slow down on the eating. I mean, I'm eating good, and I'm getting around and
Oh my God.
yes, it's getting wild. Like to welcome everybody, let everybody know. Oh, now in the streams, you now have the links to click on if you want to participate on any one of the platforms we're on. So I fixed that today, so we don't have to remember like my personal ID. Then there's some phone numbers. If you just want to call in, you can do that as well, and you can participate with the show that way. So I figured, well, shoot, why not? Let it be where people might, you might want to put down your comments, but you might want to come in and comment as well. So we got that. Also, my book, Six Shades of Blindness, is out there. Go check that out on Amazon, just the autobiography of how I wrote this movie called Even Me. And Mike Johnson is here. Let's let him in as well. And my co-host is in the house as well, Alan. So,
good evening, Johnny.
Hey.
I drug myself all the way in here to say hi to you guys.
Hey, yeah.
All the way from the bed to the chair.
Oh, man. So that's wild.
The miracle of modern technology. Want to thank you for putting those links together for folks. It's real easy to go ahead and get a hold of us and get in touch with us. That's what happens when hard work pays off. My buddy Johnny here has been doing this for at least 30 years that I know of. And that book, Six Shades of Blindness. Now, I will tell you, it's a pretty good book.
Oh,
and go check it out on Amazon if you're of a mind.
Yeah, it's a lot of funny things that went on.
Hilarious.
And
there's some hilarious stories.
And there's still funny things going on. Before we get to our topic, because I know, and let me text Tony Romo to just give him a reminder as well. Text Tony Romo.
I'm afraid I've got to take this phone call.
The
right back with
show
you.
has started, so you can come on in and I'll let you in the room.
I'll be right back with you guys.
All right. All right. So sin. All right. Now, so we're going to talk about the EIDL tonight because I had three friends that applied for it. Well, two friends that applied for it, including myself. And I don't know if I could ever have done this as well as I was able to do it without YouTube or just to say without internet. Because man, it's now. Okay. Here's Tony. Okay, let me let him in. So yeah, I don't know if I could have did this without the help of the YouTube channel. And if it was clear to me, I would share with my friends, because I don't like a long explanation about how to do it. I just want it to be boom, boom, boom. I don't want any theatrics. I just want you to go ahead and do it. Show how to do it. And so I found this guy named Max. He showed me a lot about how to fill out the form, and then I passed it on. If I thought it was clear to me, then I would pass it on to people that I knew, and say, hey, this is something very clear. And man, 20 years ago, we just didn't have that access. You have to either pay somebody or go down to the tax office or hire an accountant or do something like that in order to do it. And the forms were paperwork back then. I don't think there was much internet stuff going on back then. So that's how I got started with it. Oh, and by the way, Alan, he's taking a phone call, so he'll be back in a few minutes. And we got Tony Romo in the house. How are you doing this evening, Tony? See,
Yeah, I'm good, Johnny. Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
I was muted, so.
Yeah, I was just telling that with all this help, and I got more help from in the beginning. Even going towards the PPP thing, I got more help on the internet than I did from U.S. Bank, and now they started just now, after my fourth time of making mistakes and then filling it out. It took me that long to just fix to finally get it done right. So anyway,
did you get any money out of it this last time yet?
Oh, now okay. This is what I'm hearing. Oh, what? Okay, this is what I think, and then this is what I heard. I'm thinking that they're waiting for China for Joe to sign the final paperwork for the $9 trillion thing. All right, then they'll start releasing the money, because so far I've been hearing on the internet and on these guys that have been teaching us stuff, nobody has got the checks yet.
Yeah,
nothing's dropped in the bank. Now I've been hearing that some people have got the letter because they were in low income areas, and then they said he shows you how to verify that you're in low income. And I called the 800 number that was within the email, found out, okay, I'm in the low income area. So I got the email on the 6th of February, and then I filled it out on the 9th of February. I'm not sure what, maybe because I was between filling out the PPP as well and being frustrated over that, I just let my brain take a rest. And so it says 21 days. So I know it's more than 21 days now. So now I guess we're just waiting any moment for that to come in. And now it was some kind of confusion if it was going to be the remainder of the $9,000 plus $5,000, or if it's just going to be just that $9,000 equivalent. So we shall see. And this time, I put in. I should have put in all my people that I paid in 2019, but I just wasn't thinking.
Yeah,
because that would added up to like six people that I paid during that time. That would have, and with that, I wouldn't have took out that loan for $5,059 because then I would have had enough for what I needed at the time.
Did you take the loan out through the bank, or did you take that out through the government?
No, through the SBA.
Because I think if you take money from the SBA, like now they have some kind of a forgiveness program on that, but I don't think the forgiveness program works if you go and get a loan from the bank.
No, it was through the SBA, because they came back at me and they asked me, like, do you want the additional money?
Yeah.
I went ahead and I said, okay, they had a lower amount and they had a higher amount. And I heard that as well. But it depends on who you get on the phone
Mm.
to get the information about. Can you get this forgiven? Because
Yeah.
they all right now they're all saying, "Oh yeah, you can get the PPP," and I said, "But that's not what I'm asking. I'm asking about this
Ah,
EIDL
yeah.
loan that I got."
Well, the EIDL, the very first time it came out, remember, I think you sent me some information about it. And so while we were online or while we were talking about it, I jumped online and filled out my app and got it processed like in 5 to 10 minutes. It wasn't very long at all, and then that was it. I just let it go. But it was supposed to be a $10,000.
Yeah.
$10,000. Well,
Uh,
I got $1,000 is all I got out of it.
mhm, mhm.
I think I claimed like 5 or 6 people, but I only got $1,000.
Interesting.
And then they said, they sent me a letter, said that I was, that I got this money and so on and so forth. So I let it go at that. And then this last a couple times or later, I guess you should say, the next time around, they said, because it closed up and you couldn't apply anymore. And then they had it to where you could only apply if you were agriculture, I think it was. They
Okay.
opened it up to the agriculture people. And then they closed that down. And then a little while later, they said they're going to reopen it up again. And it's going to be for the additional monies. So I submitted another application because I thought, well, I want the extra money because, they already finalized the first one and they only gave me 1,000. So if it's for the additional money, then I want to apply for it. And I got email back in a couple days saying, well, you've already got an application here. And you already got an application here, and we're not gonna accept this application, and the applications will be looked at or gotten to in the order they were brought in or whatever. So I thought, well, maybe my application is still good for the 9,000 whenever they approve that amount of money, but I've never seen anything. And then I heard again a second time that they were opening it up again for the additional money. And I thought, okay, well, so I submitted an application again and they sent me the same letter. You've already got multiple applications in. So we're denying this one because your app's already here.
Did I ever send the email where they show they have a map to show if you're in the low income area, and then because they were talking like today, and I could probably send this to you, where Max was saying like one of the maps may show that you are, and then the other map may show that you're not. So which one will they go for? The one that does show that you are, or the one that doesn't say where you are?
Well, the first EIDL, I don't think there was a low income area requirement on that.
No.
And the promise was $10,000, and I didn't get that.
And you should have got at least $1,000 per employer.
Yeah, right.
So I'm going to figure like, what's up with that? And then I read the letter again, and the nuance of that letter, it did say, because everybody was mad because 10,000, but then it said, okay, up to $10,000 per one employee, right?
Oh.
And so then I said, okay, I didn't read that little nuance, and so that's why. But for some reason, I guess I don't know if they're trying to backtrack or because of the confusion, they say, okay, we might as well give them the rest of the money, right?
Yeah.
It just sounds like it's a little bit of a
Well, they had a bunch of excess. They paid out whoever they had applications, and they still had a ton of money left over.
Yeah.
And so they didn't pay it all. They didn't pay the money all out, but I'm sure they paid all the applications. I don't think I was offered a loan. And so I don't think I applied, I just applied for a grant.
Yeah.
And I was happy with that anyway, but heck.
Now, Alan, if he makes back, because he just took a call here. He applied for, and it's kind of weird. Okay, he applied for the grant, which was the $1,000. Then they came back and said, well, we have an additional loan of 17,000.
Loan.
Yeah. So he took that as well. And I said, wow. I said, why? I don't know why. I mean, he's in Colorado Springs. I don't know why they would say like, well, someone in Colorado Springs deserves a bigger. And I was going to ask him that if he comes back in. I want to ask him like, because I have a feeling that we both get the SSDI.
So
and
do
unless,
I.
yeah, and unless he's doing more, what are those called, gig work, if he generated more gig work and if he did more taxes on that, and then I'm kind of figuring, why did they offer that much to him? And then also, I think that year I generated about close to 25,000 that year. Besides, my SSDI, as far as like grants and just income from the AARP, which is this program that for 4 years they pay people 55 and over to work at nonprofits. So they pay you like 20 hours a week, which I'm trying to get another friend involved with that who's 55 and over.
How do I get involved with that?
Just contact your local AARP, and it's really simple work. I mean, you just whatever, working at some nonprofit, and I decided to work at it could be a church, it could be any kind of nonprofit. So
how much do they pay?
Right now, they're just paying like minimum wage, but I mean that regular check it does, for 20 hours. It does help. It does help. And it's like a 4-year program, and their goal is to get you into a regular job. But if you just do that and just do the 4-year, then it's all good as well.
And it's AARP.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
So and they have one in I guess in the East State, because we were thinking about like I was thinking like if I went to Florida, because sometimes I get tired of the cold weather. I said, could I just start it over again?
Wow, yeah.
But no, it's been working. And then because of this COVID thing, they set I was supposed to be finished this year, but they gave me another year, so I won't be finished till like 5 years. So I mean, it just really helped.
Well, I'm going to try to get. I'm going to get on that. That's for sure. Because I could just say I can work at the church. Playing music, that's working at the church.
Yep. So put in, and then they fill out a timesheet for you, and you sign it, and that's it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So it's a interesting program, and so how did you find when I sent you over the videos? Did you find those videos to be helpful?
Yeah, very helpful.
Okay.
The first one, I can't remember who it was. I think he was an Asian guy.
Oh, okay.
I think it was. And I mean, he just walked you right through the process, but it was like, I opened up the application and looked at it. It was like, well, just check, fill out your mark, fill out a little information, and that was it. But I think there was a trick or an angle to the very first part that you had to check. I can't remember exactly what it was, but you had to check as a not as a well, in my case, not as a nonprofit, because I'm not a nonprofit, but check as a solo or an independent contractor or something like that. And that way, that was how I had to check it.
And this one they said specifically like a gig worker.
Well, that's a new one. That's the new one.
Yeah. And so, and then I noticed, okay, with this PPP thing, the cutoff for nonprofits was today, the 9th of March. And man, I mean, that was kind of frustrating because US Bank, I've been with them since 1987.
Yeah.
And so they sent back this letter saying, we need proof that you are you. And I'm thinking, I'm saying like, what? And so when I would call, I mean, I said, hey, I've been with this bank more years than you've been alive. And most of that was true because I'm talking to these young people.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, it's like, what did it? And then I found out that they wanted my W-2 that you filed each year as a nonprofit with the IRS, and because I don't do a easy form 990 because we don't generate enough money to do all that paperwork, and it saved me $400, paying somebody to do that.
Yeah.
And so so I went through that because I mean it was just frustrating. And then that's when they hooked me up with a lady, and then I was able to take a screenshot of it, say, is this right? Because for some reason she could see my application, but for some reason she couldn't see my application. So I would just take a screenshot, say, is this right? So I could know that I was going right to president. Now the latest thing, what they're doing with that is, okay, this 5,900 loan I got from the EIDL, they were going to refinance it.
Oh.
But now they're saying, well, if you got the money after the 3rd, we may not be able to refinance it. I'm thinking like, oh man, okay. Wow. So we shall see what the final thing will be on because I mean if they could refinance it, then all I have to do is just at the end of the term, just put in my forgiveness thing, and then it becomes a grant.
Yeah. See, I kept seeing little video clips pop up that said, do not fill out that application yet, because every day they're adding or taking away something to it. And so wait until the final draft of it, I guess, because if you fill out early, then you're going to qualify under those terms, and they're getting better terms and saying they're getting better terms. So to wait on it, wait until it's all right. I mean, it's cleared up because every day they were getting better terms. So they said, don't fill it out yet. Keep waiting until it's clear. And then you know what terms you got. So it's like, well, so I backed off. I didn't fill mine out on this last one.
Okay. So you did finally get an email from them for the last one?
No, I didn't.
Okay, not yet. Okay.
I didn't do this last one. I didn't fill it out. Well, the only one I ever filled out was the very, very first one, and that was the EIDL grant.
And I'm thinking we had to go look for that one. They didn't just send it. Send it to us.
We had to look for it. Yeah.
Okay. Hey, Alan,
Yes.
we were talking because Tony didn't take the loan. But he did put down that he had like 5 employees, band members and stuff like that. But they didn't pay him $1,000 for each of those members, which I think it's just arbitrary on who's processing your application. Now we were saying like, okay, they offered you like a bigger amount for a loan, and I'm thinking like, okay, if you can remember in 2019. I know that my nonprofit, what we did, we only brought in about like close to $25,000. Now with your gig work, were you doing more than 25,000 that year, or were you doing about the with your gig work, were you doing about the same or a little less?
Well, what I went ahead and did was I claimed the about $50,000 because when I factor in some of the securities work that I do, that my friend does, that we were both doing with regard to setting people up with SSLs, which are basically their security licenses for computers and stuff. And websites and blah, blah, blah on down the line. So I had that going on. I had little bit of a gig going on where I was trying to put together some songs like I've
Right.
been trying to do here for an album. And but
Okay.
yeah, so that's what I
So
did there.
okay,
And
so
then
that
of course,
explains it. That explains why they offer you a bigger loan because they figured, well, if you made 50,000 in 2019, you can easily pay off a bigger size loan.
Yeah.
now I did make a mistake in my application process, which disqualified me at least for the loan. I haven't heard anything yet back on the grant.
Hmm.
But the loan is going to be on hold. At least I can reapply. But I put that, of course, being as upright and as honest as I could be, that I went ahead and was going to start this business as of January 31st, 2020.
Oh,
Now,
no, okay, okay.
that happened to just be the exact time, apparently, that they use as the start of the pandemic. But the odd thing is it wasn't declared worldwide pandemic until March 13th. So
Hmm.
I was going with the March 13th date, thinking I was okay there, when in fact I should have perhaps,
Did February?
well, I would have had to have done it sooner. Say before January 31st, I would have had to have
Oh,
started the business, which would have been not quite correct because at that point I was living up in Hartselle with a buddy of mine, and I was working on his farm. So, I couldn't, in all good conscience, tell them anything other than what I wanted to get across, which was, oh no, I moved back down to town January 31st, about February 1st, and was fully operational by the 4th. Of course,
hmm.
they didn't ask that, but I was fully operational by the 4th of February, and uh, starting to schedule contracts and things like this. And then everything went south. And then by
Okay.
March 13th, of course, everything was shut down.
Yeah. Well, I'm still thinking, okay, the grant is still there. And like I said, I was telling Tony, I read the little nuances about, because I mean, for some reason it was in my head that $10,000, no matter, you just for each employer, so I think like if you had five, $50,000, but it wasn't that. It
Yeah.
was like
Oh
for
no,
per,
that's not what I read.
well, somehow I got
Yeah.
in my, well, it was, yeah, it wasn't in there, but my head just started saying like gold rings.
It was $1,000 for each employee.
Yeah.
Is
And
what
when
it
I
was.
read it, yeah, when I looked up the email again and I read the nuance of it, I said, oh, there it is. They say right there. But
Uh-huh.
I'm still kind of curious why they didn't do your like $1,000 per band members that you had. Because I mean, with me, I had this KC, I had this I had let's see, Michael Vale Pondo mentioned me in a comment. Michael, you should come in and talk about your situation as well. Um, that thing is really working well with the putting the phone number. But so my second time around reading that the nuance of the email, because sometimes it gets lost if you don't put it in a certain area, you'll lose
Yeah.
like the email to read over again. And I just never did anything. I thought about working with the SBA, but I just never thought I would ever do something like this. So Alan, I asked Tony this. How much did the video help you in filling out your EIDL?
Being totally blind, I had only the audio to go with. So I just took meticulous and diligent notes and followed the steps as she outlined, including applying for the loan with the understanding that I did not have to take the offer. I, of course, being in the situation where I am, where there's some issue with my apartment complex, and boy, I sure couldn't think of writing a good review at this point. So the money is bleeding out faster than it's coming in. I got black mold issues. I just fell on ice on February 27th and broke some ribs. But since I don't have any surgery needed, why, I guess there's no personal injury lawyer that's going to take my case. So I guess I get to eat it. And I'm not very satisfied with that. And I'm not going to let that lie ever, ever.
Okay. All right. All right. So it was somewhat helpful. Yeah, because Tony was telling me some little nuances about the I guess the people that were giving the announcements, and I was just going for clarity, and I just found whatever one that I thought was clear enough, because I mean I found a lot of people that they were just jokers, right? You know, and they wanted to be.
No, this lady was on the money. I mean,
I mean,
she was on the money. I'll tell you. I went through the video. I followed the steps diligently, and at least was able to get through the process. Now, the grant I'm unsure about because I still haven't received a email. And if the grant doesn't come through, I'm pretty well finished.
When did you submit that one?
Last week. I think.
Yeah, it takes a little bit longer than a week then.
Yeah. I'm not super worried about it right now. My roommate, I advised her to leave because it's going to be within her best interest health wise and things until I get this black mold stuff under control. That we go ahead and just do what we can. So anybody have a mind, positive thoughts, positive vibrations, but even more important, I covet your prayers.
Yeah, right on.
Wow. Okay. Well, I was happy to help. I wish I could help even more.
No, you helped greatly, Johnny. Even if, check this out, Johnny, even if I am denied, it's okay because I can reapply, and all they can say is no again, or they might even say yes. I will talk to a loan officer personally at some point, because there's easy ways to get in touch with these folks and their understanding. I mean, gosh darn, this is a difficult time for everybody. So I'm confident that something will happen, because as long as
Alan, it sounded like you're going to talk to a banker at a bank. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Because I guess that's cool, but I was telling Johnny, I don't know if, I think these loans, they could be forgivable, but only through the SBA. I don't think you can get a forgivable.
That's what I'm talking about.
Talking
about is talking to well, actually not a banker per se. I guess I misspoke. Because the SBA is quite easy to get in touch with, the loan officers and stuff that they've got down there.
Okay.
I just drop a line to them on the phone and, explain my situation. Hey, I was working on a farm all through January, and then I just couldn't hack it on January 25th, 27th, somewhere around there. I came down to Denver, got set up, and was fully operational by February 4th. Can you hook me up?
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. So we shall see. I mean, like I said, I've been hearing on the internet, nobody has got their checks yet. We're all waiting. And I keep checking my account every day at 7:00 to see, and like I said, like last time I did it on the 26th of March, and then the first one got into my bank on the 17th of April. Then I got another email on the 2nd of May about the loan. And then that got into my bank May 19th.
See, that's not too bad a turnaround time. I will tell you that. Having applied for other small business loans and things in the past, it might take a little bit of time, but it's not too much turnaround time. And especially given now the way that liquidity of assets exists, and the cryptocurrency market. This kind of thing sort of propping up our our financial institution right now. Why the money's flowing until it runs out or hyperinflates, and
yeah, it's gonna be interesting when
it's gonna be a rocket ride, brother. A day's
So-
wages for a loaf of bread.
Who's got the correct information on this COVID package? Has it been approved and is it signed, or is it still
No.
got to go through
Wh-
process?
It went through the House, and now that the Senate, back to the Senate, and then it goes to the Biden regime, so he could sign it between, I think they said either Thursday or Friday.
So basically, it's sitting on Biden, Mr. President Biden's desk, and awaiting his signature.
Oh man, I don't think he's going to sign it. He's upset because I think the dog ate the paperwork.
Oh yeah, you heard about that? The dog attacking the people, so they had to send his dogs back to his home state. That is very interesting. But anyway, so okay, I think we covered this. So we'll give an update when probably the next update we'll give is when everybody either got the check, or because like I said, this PPP I applied 4 times, and then this last one looks like I did it right. So I'll wait to do a show again when we got it, and if they did give the $9,000, or did they give more than that, or did they make up, Tony, for the 5 people that you said that you did have?
It's been a year. They didn't do anything.
Yeah, we'll see, because it's like it should be no reason why they shouldn't have, but you'll see.
Well, let me finish up with this. The only thing I find interesting is that every time I submit an application, they send it back, they reject it, tell me you already got an application on file. We don't need another application. We've got your application, and what does that mean? Does that mean it's still open or what?
I think it does, because they sent
PPP. If it's PPP or
no, it's EIDL.
The EIDL, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I didn't contact them the first time. We all had to contact them the first time. Now I got the email, and then I call, then that's when I filled out mine. But then I found, I'm considered being the low income, so I think they just say, well, wait, don't contact us. We'll contact you on this second one.
Yeah.
So we'll just note it down, and then we'll come back, and hopefully before April ends, or hopefully before March ends, we'll know something.
Amen.
There's also a portal which you can create where you can log in to check your status.
Where's that at?
I should have sent you an email with the portal that you can create.
Okay, I'll go back and look.
Okay, and I just got the link from the one that they sent me, so I just go back in there, and then they said, well, your application is pending, and so
perfect. Yeah.
So yeah. All right. So I'll let everybody go, and thanks,
folks.
For